Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are really strapping in for a big one.
Yeah, this is pretty essential stuff we're covering.
Absolutely. We're doing a massive 2-week deep clean, basically, of the November sweeps period in Salem. Specifically, November 3rd right through to the 14th, 2025.
And we've had a lot to work with, a huge stack of sources, articles, research notes, detailed spoilers.
Exactly. And the goal isn't just to say what happened. We want to expose the critical mechanism.
Yeah.
You know, how these small things just explode into massive town-wide conflicts.
Right. So if you need that shortcut, the way to really grasp the speed, the emotional velocity of this whole period, this is it. This is your map.
Because the narrative is packed, seriously dense, and it moves so fast.
Brutal pace, actually. It feels designed for maximum emotional impact and, importantly, for quickly setting up new long-term villains.
Okay, so let's dive in. Before we even get to scene one, we need to talk about the emotional fuses. The sources really point to two specific characters who seem to anchor this whole 2-week explosion, don't they?
They absolutely do. Overwhelmingly, the focus is on two people whose reactions just drive everything forward. First, you've got Rachel Black.
Okay.
Her behavior is described using terms like chaotic meltdown. Even unhinged comes up.
Wow. Okay, and the second?
Chad DiMera. He's driven by what the sources consistently call a seething fury.
Seething fury. That sounds intense.
It is. And these two, triggered by what seems like, honestly, some kid stuff, they become the catalysts. They force all the major family conflicts right out into the open.
And that's the key thing for you, the listener, to grab onto right away. The sources show this classic Salem pattern, right? A small action, like kids throwing a pumpkin.
Something almost trivial, yeah.
It doesn't just cause a little ripple. In Salem's narrative world, it's designed to launch a tidal wave. We're talking serious injury, family splits, even mad scientists coming back.
Exactly. And our mission here is to show you just how fast it all spirals. The chain reaction itself is the story.
So let's start right there. Monday, November 3rd, the trigger event. How does a schoolyard prank turn into a medical emergency?
It's almost like something out of a cartoon, the way it happens. The sheer audacity of it causing so much damage.
A pumpkin launch, leading to near stabbings and legal trouble. It's Salem. Let's get into the specifics. This Rube Goldberg chaos machine.
Okay, so the mechanics are fascinating, and they're set up perfectly to kind of absolve some people while maximizing the drama for others. Sources confirm Rachel Black, Thomas DiMera, they launch a pumpkin.
Right, kid stuff.
But here's the critical detail. The sources suggest the pumpkin might have hit Jeremy Horton. Might have.
Okay, so maybe not even a direct hit on him.
Could be, but the force, direct or indirect, it propels Jeremy forward, right towards Kat Green and Chad DiMera.
And Jeremy, he's just, minding his own business.
Pretty much, totally unconnected to the DiMera-Black feud, but, and this is the kicker, he just happens to be holding a pumpkin carving knife.
Oh no, so the momentum pushes him, knife in hand, towards Kat.
Exactly. So it looks like an accidental collision, maybe a bit of clumsiness, suddenly looks like a targeted assault on Kat, to Chad and Kat anyway.
It's not premeditated. It's just terrible timing, momentum, and a really unfortunate prop.
Perfect narrative misunderstanding. Maximizes the conflict instantly. Jeremy becomes this accidental weapon.
So who actually gets hurt in all this chaos?
Well, that would be Alex Kyriakis. He sees what's happening, tries to step in, get between Jeremy and Kat.
Good intentions.
Right. And he ends up injured, unconscious on the ground. Stephanie Johnson is right there, sees the whole thing, total shock.
Okay, but is Alex okay long term?
Sources are quick to say he's expected to be fine, but the point is made. This kid stuff, this pumpkin chucking, it crossed a real line. Real-world violence, real consequences.
And then, almost immediately, we get that classic Salem trope.
The psychic warning, Susan Banks. She senses the disturbance, this wave of bad energy, I guess.
And she warns Stephanie.
Yep. Warns Stephanie Johnson about an impending tragedy, something much bigger than just Alex getting knocked out.
But Susan takes it a step further, doesn't she?
Okay.
She gets meta.
She really does. She brings up Stephanie's newest book. It's a murder mystery, involves a writer.
Okay.
And Susan suggests it's not just fiction. She says it's actually an autobiography.
Whoa. Okay, for anyone who follows the show, that immediately triggers memories, right?
Big time. It connects right back to Stephanie's history, that whole dirty book scandal from her past.
The one that caused her huge problems, personally and professionally.
Exactly. So the sources are speculating Susan's remembering that. It's not just a random warning. Susan's hinting that Stephanie's creative work, her fiction, might be unconsciously mirroring her real life, maybe even inviting disaster.
Like she's writing her own bad future. A self-fulfilling prophecy.
Or maybe it's a warning that something buried in Stephanie's past, related to that old book, is about to surface again. Either way, it ramps up the anxiety massively before we even hit Tuesday.
Which is when the consequences really start hitting home for the DiMeras. And Chad's seething fury takes center stage. Hashtag 1.2, the DiMera family explosions, November 4th.
Tuesday, November 4th. Yeah, Chad isn't just mad. The sources use words like livid. He confronts Thomas directly.
About targeting Cat Greens specifically.
Yes. And it's interesting, like you said, his reaction feels huge, maybe overly so. Is it just about Thomas, or is it about Chad's whole messy situation with Kat?
It's got to be layered, right? His fury isn't just about parenting.
No, it feels existential. Thomas targeted the woman Chad is deeply conflicted over. Plus, there's probably immense guilt. Thomas's actions led to Alex getting hurt. It's complicated.
And Thomas.
Yeah.
Does he just take it?
Not a chance. He seems to have that DiMera flair for drama fully developed. He doesn't back down. He freaks out, rants right back at his dad.
Escalates it immediately.
And then does the ultimate soap opera act of defiance.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Runs off. Into traffic.
He didn't.
Oh, Thomas.
Yep. Sources mention the squealing brakes, the near miss. It's designed to just shatter Chad and Jennifer Horton.
Watching your kid nearly get hit by a car, that's pure horror.
They race over, check on him.
Yeah.
But that moment, it cements Chad's fury, turns it from just anger into this, desperate need to control his family, which is clearly fracturing.
Meanwhile, Rachel Black is finally getting her comeuppance. Brady grounds her. Yeah, for riling Thomas up, for being part of the whole dangerous pumpkin thing. But the sources are very clear. Rachel is expected to react very poorly.
While lashing out at Brady.
Immediately. And this isn't just a kid throwing a tantrum. This is a key character beat. She's set on what the sources call a downhill path to a spiral.
She's got Kristen DiMera's genes, after all.
Yeah.
And the Black DiMera manipulation skills.
Exactly. So Brady's attempt at discipline, necessary, maybe, but it's predicted to fail. It hints that she needs something much more serious, maybe professional help down the line.
And just at this moment of peak family tension, who shows up?
Of all people, Xander Cook. Brady and Rachel run into him.
And Xander gives Brady parenting advice.
Worse, he gives him side-eye. Questions how strict Brady's being.
Seriously, Xander.
It's peak hypocrisy, right? But also very Xander. Remember, he helped raise Rachel for a bit, and his own past.
Well, he's done so much worse, as the sources note.
He basically implies Brady's overreacting. Like, look, I did terrible things, and she turned out fine. Which is debatable, obviously.
But this is important because it shows Rachel. She might see Xander as an ally now. Someone who gets her, thinks she's being treated unfairly.
Precisely. A potentially very dangerous ally in her little rebellion. Someone validating her feelings.
So you've got the Black family spiral happening alongside the DiMera implosion. And all this pivots back to Xander's other big problem.
The assault on Philip, yeah, that's still casting a long shadow.
The fallout from that brutal attack is still poisoning the Kyriakis and Horton families. Philip's talking to Kate Roberts about it.
Right, and he confirms. Maggie Horton Kyriakis knows. She knows Xander was the one who attacked Philip.
Okay, so it's out in the open within the family, but Philip, he's still not pressing charges.
Still standing firm, his decision hasn't changed. And this really sets up that core tension, loyalty versus justice.
Kate must be pushing for charges, right? That sounds like Kate.
Very likely. But Philip's blocking her. He's prioritizing their brotherly bond, that Kyriakis connection, over legal consequences.
The very Kyriakis ethical stance, isn't it? Family first, even when family commits violence.
Definitely. Protecting the family in it, even an unstable part of it. Think about the pressure on Maggie, though. Caught right in the middle. Love for Xander, but her moral compass.
Meanwhile, Sarah Horton is on the complete opposite end of this. Xander's wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife.
Estranged wife, yeah.
Yeah.
She runs into Xander, and the sources describe it as chilly. She is furious.
Not just about the attack on Philip.
No, it's that, plus the whole pattern, the lies, the deception. She's had enough.
Even though he's apparently trying to get help. Seeing Marlena.
Sources mention he's working through issues with Marlena, presumably therapy. But for Sarah, too little, too late.
She's unmoved.
Completely. She sees the assault, his past actions. It's unforgivable for her. She wants the divorce, full stop. For Sarah, it's about accountability now, separation.
So you have Philip choosing loyalty, protecting Xander, and Sarah choosing justice, cutting him off. That division is going to hang over everything.
Absolutely. Okay, let's shift gears. Midweek brings this really beautiful emotional high point,
The adoption.
followed almost immediately by deep-seated trauma resurfacing and some high-level villainy starting up.
Wednesday, November 5th. It's all about Little Tesoro's adoption day. Little T, a day that's got to be incredibly charged. Joy, but also real sadness.
Yeah.
Hashtag 2.1, the emotional adoption day, Nova 5.
Huge day for the Hernandez household. Yeah, Leo Stark and Javi Hernandez find out Toro has found his forever family.
Bittersweet is probably an understatement.
Definitely. The sources really emphasize that feeling for everyone. Rafe, Ariana, Gabi, Javi, Leo, they poured months of love into this baby, so it's grief mixed with happiness for him.
And then there's Aaron Green, Kat's brother. He's there too.
He has to sign away his parental rights, and he is clearly struggling. Big time.
It happened so fast for him, didn't it?
Yeah.
The sources mentioned that whiplash feeling.
Exactly. Bang, you're the dad. Bang, sign your rights away.
He barely processed being a father before having to give him up. It's rough.
Such a sharp contrast, his pain, against the big happy news. Which is that Johnny DiMera and Chanel Dupree are officially approved. They get to adopt Tesoro, their parents.
Wow. Okay, so the ceremony must be a big deal.
Huge Salem event, naturally. Belle Black is there offering congratulations, reinforcing those family ties.
And Johnny and Chanel introduce him?
Yes, their new son, John Roman DiMera III, but they plan to call him Trey.
Trey. Okay, that's significant. John Roman.
It's a direct tribute, honoring John Black and Roman Brady. And that gesture really touches Marlena Evans, brings her and Paulina Price together in this moment of just pure joy for the baby.
That's lovely. And Rafe? How's he handling it?
He's happy for them, genuinely, but also really sad he'll miss the baby. You see that conflict.
The most intense reaction comes from Javi.
Yeah, he's visibly tearful. Losing Tesoro, even to a loving home, it's triggering those old, raw memories. Losing his own daughter.
Oh, man. So this happy day dredges up his deepest grief.
The narrative uses it perfectly to highlight Javi's unresolved trauma, which leads to a big question plot-wise.
Will Johnny and Chanel keep the Hernandez family involved?
Right. Considering how much they loved and cared for Little T, will they let Rafe, Gabi, Javi, Leo stay connected? Or will that DiMera Price world kind of close ranks around baby Trey?
Knowing Salem, that connection needs protecting.
Okay, moving to Thursday, November 6th, grief turns into confrontation, and there's a hint of something dangerous being discovered. Hashtag 2.2, granddads, jealousy, and intriguing discoveries, Nova 6.
Yeah, first off, Gabi steps right in to comfort Javi. She gets it. Giving up Tesoro isn't just a new loss, it's reopening that old wound about his daughter, so Javi's emotional state is definitely something to watch.
And elsewhere, other family dramas are flaring up.
Oh, yeah. Theo upsets his dad, Abe Carver. Alarms him, actually.
Why? What's the conflict?
Sources suggest it could be two things. Maybe professional, something about DiMera Enterprises where Theo's involved.
Or personal?
Or personal. Specifically, Abe is still tutoring Liam, the bully. Theo hates this kid.
So it forces Abe to choose. His community outreach versus his son's feelings.
Exactly. Puts Abe in a tough spot between his morals and his family. We also get Roman Brady stepping in.
Yep, issuing a warning, specifically to Paulina Price.
Given Paulina's track record and her connection now to the DiMera adoption via Chanel, what could it be? Financial? Personal danger?
Could be anything. But Roman's usually a good judge of character and trouble, so that warning feels significant. Paulina needs to watch her back.
Okay, and then the outside world starts creeping in. Alex and Stephanie find something.
Something intriguing is the word used. Given their jobs, their connections, it's likely tied to the fallout from the pumpkin incident.
Maybe something about Jeremy Horton? Or the DiMera power structure shift?
Could be. Whatever it is, it moves their story forward. Gives them something concrete to investigate.
And right into the middle of this fragile new beginning, the adoption celebration, E.J. DiMera crashes the party.
Shows right up. Even though he apparently had a verbal agreement with Amy, whoever that is, to stay away.
He broke his word. Classic E.J.
Clearly prioritizing access to his family, his grandson, over any outside promise.
And you just know his motive isn't pure congratulations. This feels like a power play.
Absolutely. Is he going to use the party to reveal he somehow pulled strings to help Johnny and Chanel get Trey? Make himself indispensable?
That sounds exactly like something E.J. would do. Insert himself, claim credit, demand access.
And someone recognizes that pattern of being shut out. Gwen Ritchek.
Gwen. She offers E.J. sympathy.
Yeah, probably right after Johnny tells E.J. to kick rocks, don't come back, bans him from seeing Trey.
Ouch.
So Gwen gets it. She's been banned from seeing Thomas and Charlotte. She and EJ find this weird common ground, the pain of being the excluded parent figure.
This alliance of the excluded, that feels dangerous. And it leads us straight into Friday, November 7th.
Directly. Friday delivers the big personal climax for the week, followed immediately by the launch of something truly sinister. Hashtag tag 2.3, the Battle of the Granddads and Sinister Plots, November 7th.
Okay, the first explosion is generational, you said.
Yeah, the tension between the DiMeras and the Carvers just detonates. Sources call it a battle of the granddads, E.J. DiMera versus Abe Carver.
A face-off.
And it gets very heated, emotionally charged, maybe even physically. It's a clash of titans.
Two completely different figures in Salem, aren't they? E.J. represents that ruthless DiMera power, corporate self-interest.
And Abe is the Horton Carver patriarch. Community figure, moral compass, usually.
And the fight is fundamentally about baby Trey.
Absolutely. Access. EJ's banned. But Abe, because he's married to Paulina, gets full access. He's Grandpa Abe.
EJ must see that as a massive insult, a threat to his connection, his legacy.
Totally. This fight isn't just about the baby. It's about whose authority, whose system of values reigns supreme in this town now.
And while the granddads are battling, there are smaller dramas happening.
Right. Thomas and Jennifer apparently misread a moment. They see Chad comforting Cat Green.
Uh-oh. Given everything that's happened.
Yeah, the volatility is high. And this misunderstanding might be the thing that makes Jennifer insist. She wants to take Thomas to Boston with her.
Wow. That would crush Chad. After the near miss with the car, the pumpkin chaos, losing Thomas now.
Devastating. It shows how quickly these internal misreads can lead to actual physical separation in Salem.
But, okay, you mentioned something truly sinister launching on Friday. The moment that changes the game for sweeps.
The formation of the, let's call it the unholy alliance.
Okay, let's give this the weight it deserves. Dr. Mark Green, ex-doctor on parole.
Meets Dr. Wilhelm Rolf, the wicked resurrectionist.
Rolf, okay. This is the critical aha moment, isn't it? We need to remember who Rolf is.
He's not just a villain. He's the villain behind Salem's craziest, most terrifying, medically impossible plots. Resurrection, brainwashing, weird science experiments, mechanical hearts for Stefano.
His presence alone signals a shift. We're moving beyond family fights into organized scientific evil.
And now he's partnering with Mark Green, a disgraced doctor on parole. They're going to work together. Where?
In a secret lab, launching a new, sinister science plot.
The sources really emphasize Mark Green's role here. Does he even know what he's getting into? Partnering with Rolf.
Probably not the full extent. Rolf's the master manipulator. This alliance isn't just another bad guy team up. It's a major external threat looming over everyone.
While Chad and EJ are fighting about kids in custody, Rolf is cooking up who knows what. Resurrecting someone, messing with genetics, maybe targeting the kids.
The personal drama suddenly feels small compared to this, doesn't it? High-stakes scientific villainy is back.
Big time. And to tie it back to the family drama, Gwen gets a new assignment at the end of the week.
Let me guess. From EJ.
Almost certainly. Given their newfound sympathy, their shared exclusion, EJ's likely using her, leveraging her desire for access, maybe revenge against the Carvers and Hortons?
So the first week ends with all these personal fuses lit, ready to blow.
And a massive scientific time bomb ticking away in a secret lab somewhere.
Okay, so we head into the second week, starting November 10th. Sources say there's a bit of a breather. Romance returns.
Yeah, a necessary pause, it seems. The writers often use these moments to remind us what's at stake, what people are fighting for.
So we see some couples having moments.
Philip Kiriakis and Gabi Hernandez share some romance at the pub, which suggests Philip's whole loyalty over justice thing with Xander hasn't wrecked his relationship with Gabi.
Interesting,
And Johnson and Kayla Brady, too. Patch and Kayla get some needed romantic time. Comfort food for the viewers, maybe.
But then, big news on Monday.
Huge. Sammy Brady returns to Salem.
Never a quiet entrance with Sammy.
Never, and she immediately drops a bombshell. She's engaged.
Engaged. Okay, that guarantees instant drama.
Yeah.
Who is it? Does it tie into the DiMeras? EJ Trey?
Sources don't say who yet, but you know it's going to complicate everything, especially with EJ fighting for access to Trey.
Meanwhile, the Xander problem isn't going away.
Not at all. He interrupts Sarah and Brady having a close moment.
Oh, Xander. Can he keep it together?
That's the question the sources pose. Will he keep his temper in check? He's fighting the divorce. He's volatile. His presence is like walking into a minefield.
We also get a hint about Cat Green's future. Romantically.
Big hint. She might start dating soon, and the sources explicitly say she and EJ DiMera are expected to spark soon.
Whoa. Kat and EJ. Seriously.
That would be a massive twist, wouldn't it? Think about it. It puts her directly opposite Chad, her estranged husband who's consumed by fury.
And opposite her brother Jeremy, who nearly got stabbed because of her.
Exactly. Dating EJ makes her the enemy, or at least complicates things intensely for both sides of her current conflict. Talk about maximizing Chad's potential spiral.
Okay, let's circle back to Rachel Black. Her meltdown is a driving force here. Hashtag tag 3.2 Rachel's trajectory and unresolved conflicts.
Right. As predicted, she's reacting very poorly to Brady grounding her over the pumpkin thing.
Still on that downhill path to a spiral.
Yeah, the sources suggest it's getting worse. That she might need a more serious intervention during sweeps. Brady's discipline, grounding her. It's just not enough.
Not enough to handle that inherited Kristen DiMera chaos gene.
Or the manipulation skills. Her behavior escalating. It could lead anywhere. Sent away. Or worse, could she become a pawn? Or a target for Rolf and Green's new science project?
That's a chilling thought. Her instability makes her vulnerable.
Definitely. And the other family conflicts are still simmering too. Abe and Theo. Still not resolved.
Abe's still tutoring Liam the bully.
Yep, Theo hates it. But it shows Abe's commitment to his community work, prioritizing rehabilitation even over his son's feelings. It keeps testing their bond.
And Jeremy Horton, the guy who got propelled with the knife.
He's understandably annoyed. Feels like he's being blamed for everything that happened after the pumpkin incident. Scapegoated.
If he feels too pushed aside, too unfairly blamed.
The sources hint he could easily shift from victim to maybe an unwitting pawn for someone else, or even a low-level antagonist himself, ripe for manipulation.
But the biggest threat is just gathering steam.
Accelerating, actually. Rolf is confirmed fully back in Salem, actively working with Mark Green. Their sinister science is operational.
So the alliance isn't just theoretical, they're actively doing
Right.
something.
Right. And the contrast is stark. The grandfathers, EJ and Abe, are fighting over visitation rights.
While the grand scientists are in their lab, cooking up actual evil.
It's perfect dramatic irony. The groundwork for whatever massive disruption they're planning, brainwashing, cloning, resurrection, who knows, it's being laid right now in this second week.
So we've got family spirals, lingering resentment, active scientific villainy. It's all converging.
Yeah.
But these 2 weeks end with a big town celebration, right? Hashtag tag 3.3 resolutions and celebrations.
Well, first, on the home front, Johnny and Chanel do get a moment. They settle into parenthood with baby Trey.
A little bit of positive light amid the DiMera darkness.
Exactly. A reminder that new life, genuine joy can still happen. Even CJ's lurking around trying to mess it up.
But then, the main event. The thing that pulls everyone together. The 60th anniversary gala.
Right. The actual anniversary date was Saturday, November 8th, but the party spills into this week, the week of the 10th. And the key event is the dedication gala for the Tom Horton Free Clinic.
The Tom Horton Free Clinic. That location feels very deliberate, symbolic.
Totally. It grounds the show's legacy in community, healing, ethics, the exact opposite of the secret, sinister science Rolf and Green are up to.
And these big galas always mean one thing.
Everyone shows up. The sources say tons of returnees. It's the classic soap opera setup. Gather the entire cast, plus legacy characters, all under one roof.
Making them a perfect, concentrated target.
Exactly. A target-rich environment for whatever plan Rolf and Green are about to unleash. Just as their evil scheme gets fully operational. Hashtag tag outro.
Okay, let's try and pull these threads together.
Yeah.
What this deep dive really shows is just how frighteningly efficient the Salem storytelling machine is during sweeps.
Yeah, that pumpkin shucking incident. Petty mischief, really, but it acts like a high-speed trigger. Instantly leads to huge family blow-ups, Chad's fury, Rachel's spiral.
And real violence. Alex getting injured confirmed that.
Right. And the sources kept hitting that tension between loyalty, Philip refusing to charge Xander, and just Sarah demanding the divorce. That conflict is still burning.
But the ultimate connection, the thing that really elevates these 2 weeks beyond just family drama, it's that supervillain team-up. Dr. Mark Green and Dr. Wilhelm Rolf.
Formed immediately, effectively, operating in secret. A hidden, ominous plot running underneath all the personal fights, and confirmed to be active.
Which completely redefines the stakes, doesn't it?
Profoundly. You've got the two main grandfathers, EJ and Abe, locked in this bitter feud over access to their grandsons, Trey and Thomas. Purely personal, but deeply felt.
While simultaneously, Dr. Rolf, the guy who literally brought people back from the dead, brainwashed half the town in various points, is working with Mark Green in the shadows, actively plotting.
So that leaves us with a final thought for you to chew on, a provocative question maybe.
Okay, let's hear it.
Given that the town is celebrating its history, its moral center, at the Tom Horton Free Clinic,
While these two incredibly dangerous scientific minds are perfecting their next scheme.
how quickly will that intersection, the bitter grandfather drama colliding with sinister secret science, redefine the safety of Salem's most vulnerable? We're talking about the innocent newborns, Trey and Tesoro. We're talking about the DiMera kids, Thomas and Charlotte.
Because the biggest danger in Salem,
Yeah.
it's never just the fight you can see.
Exactly. It's the unknown evil being cooked up in that secret lab. The thing you don't see coming. That's what you really need to worry about.